The following is a production of CUTV Sports.
Good day, friends, and welcome to the Morrow Fieldhouse in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, where the California Vulcans are in town to take on Slippery Rock in women's basketball action. My name is Cody Jeanette. Alongside of me is Creighton Rabs. We thank you for joining us on this broadcast here today. And Creighton, both of these teams today are looking for some kind of redemption in their own right.
Well, the Vulcans are coming off a tough home loss, a 65-57 loss at the hands of Gannon at the Convocation Center Wednesday night. And Caitlin Frotz had 18 points. Ashley Hines had a double-double in a losing cause. They could not contain Jen Papich in that powerful Gannon offense, as Papich also recorded a double-double. As for Slippery Rock, they're coming off a tough loss of their own at Tippin Gymnasium, as Clarion defeated them 89-73. Daisha Chambers had 19 points, while Jasmine Frost recorded 16 rebounds.
These two teams have met before earlier on in the season, back on November 23rd, 2014, and Slippery Rock just barely edged out the win, 82-79. Daisha Chambers again coming through with 14 points. And
actually, the last time these two teams met was at the Convocation Center back on November 23rd of 2013. California just dominating the Rock on the home court, 79-52. Mickey Glenn had 23 points for the Vulcans, while Chambers had a double-double, 14 points and 10 rebounds.
There's going to be a couple players that we'll be keeping our eye on here today. For California, you can't look out for anybody else other than Caitlin Frotz.
Well, Caitlin Frotz had a slow start early on in the season, but the junior from Accident, Maryland, has really stepped it up. She's now at 10.8 points per game, and she's a dangerous threat, as you'll see from beyond the three-point line. Now, as for the Rock, they've got a very tall junior in Daisha Chambers, almost averaging a double-double on the year. She has 17.4 points, 9 rebounds a game, and one of the things California has to be careful on, they got to make sure she try and avoid too many of those easy shots right there. She loves to shoot it inside the paint, so she's going to be a very dangerous player for the Rock.
With both of these teams hungry for a win, it promises to be a great game. Don't change that channel. Tip-off is next on CUTV.
Watch CUTV online anytime, anywhere. Check out your favorite original programs, coverage of the biggest events on campus, and cheer on your Vulcan sports teams. CUTV. Log on. Tune in now. Visit cutv.calu.edu/live.
With 18 institutions, My Conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, My Conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, My Conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
California women's basketball is brought to you by First Niagara, JD Waterproofing, Lee Supply Company, the Physical Therapy Institute, Trib Total Media, and UPMC Health Plan. We thank you all for your support. Welcome back to the Morrow Fieldhouse in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. And Creighton, when you take a look at the tail of the tape, it's showing to be a big prediction for one heck of a game.
You know, you always take stats with a grain of salt. Yes, California and Slippery Rock both on the high end when it comes to scoring. And the three-point shooting is fairly even, but you look at a couple discrepancies. California doing a little bit better from the foul line, and they're also forcing more turnovers through steals. So that's why they play the games, Cody. In an unpredictable league like the PSAC, you can really throw the numbers out the window anytime any two teams play.
Yeah, anything can happen. The story still has yet to be written. And up next, we are going to have the projected starting lineups. And first, we are going to start with Slippery Rock. Number 10, Erica Aiello. And number 11, Aiden Geese, I beg your pardon. And Jasmine Frost. Megan Hardiman. And then rounding out the starters, Deja Chambers. And then for California, on the other side of the court, will be the usual starting lineup that we see. Emma Mahadi, number 2, followed by Caitlin Fratz, along with Mickey Glenn, Elena Antonenko, and rounding out the starters, Ashley Hines. Those are your starting lineups for both the Rock of Slippery Rock and California.
And you see head coach Jess Strom getting ready. Talking to her coaching staff right before the game gets started here. It's her third season as head coach of the Vulcans. And on the other side of the aisle, we have Tanya Longo. She's in her 4th year as head coach at the Rock. You see Coach Longo. Her husband is Phil Longo, the former offensive coordinator at Slippery Rock, for the Slippery Rock football team, who recently took a similar position down at Sam Houston State in Texas. And we're about ready to tip it off.
We are just about to get ready for a tip-off. It looks like it's going to be Antonenko against Jasmine Frost for the tip. The initial tip is fought over and won by Slippery Rock. Surprisingly enough, right away, 2 points in favor of Slippery Rock.
You don't see that often. California usually able to get control off the opening tip, so.
It looked like California was going to have initial control, but Slippery Rock very quick to gain control, and now California with it. In the corner, Mickey Glenn receiving the pass got called for a travel, so it will be a turnover for the Vulcans.
So rough start there for California. You want to. There's never an opportune time for a mistake, and especially on your opening possession after Slippery Rock just scored on you.
And now Slippery Rock is going to be bringing it up, but there's going to be a foul on Ashley Hines. It's California's first foul. Slippery Rock will get the inbound once again. Over onto the far corner, down low for Jasmine Frost. She scores 4-0 Slippery Rock.
This is a much better slip. Oh.
Emma Mahadi right away, 4-2 now, cutting the lead in half.
That's what you need for one of your upper-class leaders, and Emma Mahadi get a basket there to stop Slippery Rock's momentum.
And now here's Megan Hardiman trying to make something happen, but she gets fouled on the shot. So that's California's second team foul now of the game, and we're not even 1 minute into the first half.
First personal foul, team foul number 2.
And you see the contact right under the basket. So Megan Hardiman, the sophomore out of Loudon, New Hampshire, is going to shoot 2 foul shots. Of course, Loudon, New Hampshire is home of New Hampshire International Speedway as Hardiman misses the first shot.
The score remains 4-2, and Hardiman has a 75.5 percentage from the free throw line. Looking to extend Slippery Rock's lead, and she does by 1 point. It is now 5-2 in favor of Slippery Rock. Here's California bringing it back up once again, led the way by Mickey Glenn. Over in the corner to Mahadi. Mahadi looking for some options, but kicks it back out. Glenn resets everything, and then back to Mahadi. Mahadi goes down low to Kukul, but Kukul gets
Call for the offensive foul there.
California foul number.
that is California's third foul now.
First personal foul.
There's only 18 minutes and 43 seconds left to go in the first half. California already with 3 team fouls, starting off on a little bit of a dirty start.
Well,
Here's Slippery Rock with it now, led the way by Erica Aiello. 15 on the shot clock. Aiello going left, gets the ball stripped away from her, and it goes out of bounds, but it was off of California, so Slippery Rock will maintain control.
we saw Frotz just poke the ball out of bounds, so that'll give Slippery Rock 12 seconds to shoot.
Inbounded for Geis. Geis gets it stripped away. Here comes Ashley Hines all by herself. Easy layup, 5-4.
And that was started right there on Caitlin Frotz's defense. Just came up from behind, poked the ball out. Ashley Hines scooped it up.
Erica Aiello once again leading the way for the Rock. Sends it in the middle to Frost. Frost looking for some options, but gets the ball stripped away again. And here comes Kukul. Kukul finds Fratz. Fratz going for the layup, and it's no good. The rebound will go out of bounds, but maintain California possession.
The ball hits over our way. But we were talking about Caitlin Fratz's offense. We also saw she's also doing quite well on the defensive end as well.
Mickey Glenn inbounds it and finds Caitlin Fratz. Fratz back to Glenn. Glenn in the corner to Fratz again. In the middle to Hines. Hines for 2, good. California takes their first lead of the game, 6-5.
And that's the offensive spark you need from Ashley Hines, a senior out of Newark, New Jersey. We saw her just coming down the court earlier today with quite a bit of authority, and now you see some double team pressure here by Cal.
Erica Aiello tries to go for a pass, but the ball hits off of Mahadi, which is one of the trappers. And so, Slippery Rock will maintain control. Here comes Aiello once again. Aiello goes to the right and looks for some options, goes down low, but the pass gets intercepted by Fratz. Fratz, leading the troops, tries to connect to Kukul, but the pass comes up empty, and Deja Chambers leading the way now once again. Chambers for 2, good. 7-6, Slippery Rock.
That was a very ill-advised pass underneath the basket there by California, led to a Slippery Rock basket.
Here's Mahadi. Mahadi charging the paint for 2, no good. The rebound. Kukul finds it, puts it up, and that is good. 8-7. Aiello finds Chambers, who lead the way for the Rock. Chambers attacking the paint all by herself, left wide open, and capitalizes on that shot, 9-8.
California's defense be caught off guard a little bit early on in this game.
Mickey Glenn finds Fratz over in the corner, now back out to Glenn. Glenn resets, waiting for her troops to make their movements. Looks for some kind of opening and goes on the far side to Mahadi. Mahadi for 2, good. 10-9, California. Erica Aiello finds Deja Chambers once again, now back to Aiello. Aiello going to charge, but the pass gets batted away, but recovered by Frost. Frost puts it up, no good, rebound. Second chance, no good. Third chance, gets rebounded by Kukul. Kukul finds Fratz wide, but the pass gets broken up by Hardiman. She goes down to the court with a thud.
And they're going to call a jump ball. Possession will stay with California. 15:40 left in the first half. We have a timeout on the court.
There's 15 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the first half. California leading 10-9. And it's been a very close game overall. Let's take a look at how we got here in the first half so far.
You see Jasmine Frost with an easy layup early on, and then Emma Mahadi answers with a layup of her own. You see Ashley Hines off the Caitlin Frost steal with a easy layup, nobody in front of her. You see Hines again with the short jumper, gets the friendly members bounce. Here you'll see Deja Chambers, a junior out of Sharon, with a stop and pop for the jumper, and then
the game so far is being very close, 10-9. When you look at the PSAC West standings, Slippery Rock down at the bottom, playing for all the honor that they have now as California battles for a very high seed in the standings.
And that loss to Gannon really hurt California to the extent that now Gannon is 3 games clear of the Vulcans in the standings. So California at best right now at this stage of the season could get a 3 seed and a home berth, but you got 4 teams right behind them in IEP, Seton Hill, Pitt, Johnstown, Mercyhurst. And so it's going to be and something else about Slippery Rock, they've had a lot of close losses this year, so a lot of people have been saying they're a lot better than the 4-15 record indicates.
Kate Seabaum checks into the game now, and she finds Fratz at the top end. That is good for 3. 13-9 Vulcans.
And that's one area where Fratz can hurt you from beyond the arc.
Here's Erica Aiello for the Rock, looking for a lane, but instead goes wide for Hardiman, and there's going to be a foul on the court against Seabaum.
First personal foul, team foul number 4.
You see a slight little nudge there by Seabaum as Hardiman is dribbling away, so it's a good call there by the officials.
Slippery Rock with it now. 25 on the shot clock, and there's going to be another whistle as she'll get called for a travel. It's a turnover for the Rock. California gets control.
And that's the kind of pressure California brings to the table defensively. They can force teams into turnovers, make those mental mistakes, and Vulcans have to be able to capitalize.
Kate Seabaum leads the way now for the Vulcans along with Fratz. Fratz looking for a lane, finds Shanice Clark underneath, but the pass gets broken up, and Erica Aiello will bring it back up for the Rock. Here's Jasmine Frost with it now. Frost going for the layup, good. 13-11, California.
You see a little bit of a height disparity between the 5'7" Kate Seabaum and the 6' Jasmine Frost. Frost was able to exploit that and get the easy layup.
Here's Kukul now. Kukul hands it off to Fratz. Fratz looks for a lane, but instead resets. Fratz is going to go to the far side with it. Back to Seabaum. Seabaum to Kukul. Kukul attacking the paint, up for 2 and good. 15-11. Here comes Erica Aiello along with the rest of her troops. Aiello finds an opening in the paint, throws it up. Shot is no good, rebounded by Mahadi.
The Slippery Rock had hit 4 of their first 6 shots so far, so their offense is kind of slipping a little bit.
Here's Caitlin Fratz with it now. Fratz tried to go to Clark, but the pass was a little too low, and Clark holds on to it for a jump ball, and possession favors Slippery Rock.
Aiden Geist checks in.
That would have been a situation there where a timeout could have helped, but nonetheless, Aiden Geese is back in the game for Slippery Rock. We're starting quickly. It's Aiello, number 10, Chambers, 24, Frost, 12, Geis, 11, and we're trying to see the 5th player is Kara Hooper, the freshman out of Webster, New York, in the game for the Rock.
Going down to the middle, the pass gets intercepted by Seabaum. Mahadi. Mahadi finds Seabaum, and now California with it. Here's Fratz. Fratz tried to go to Kukul, but the pass couldn't quite come up with it, and it goes out of bounds for Slippery Rock.
It went right through Kukul's hands, and there had been a few games earlier this year where Kukul has struggled with turnovers, so that's something Slippery Rock can certainly hope to exploit.
13 minutes and 25 seconds left to go in the first half. Slippery Rock with it now. Down low to Chambers. Chambers for 2. Air ball, rebounded by Kukul. And she finds Mahadi deep. Mahadi down low to Clark, but Clark hits off her leg and goes out of bounds, so it will be Slippery Rock's control once again.
Okay, Chelsea McKnight and Mickey Glenn are now in the game for California, but we've seen that a couple times from Shanice Clark, the junior out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, where she just couldn't hold on to the ball, and that led to a Slippery Rock turnover.
Here's Erica Aiello bringing it up for the Rock. Pressured by Seabaum. Aiello attacks the lane, throws the shot up, and it falls through, but it will not count, looks like.
They're saying foul before the shot.
Foul number 12, Kate Seabaum.
And that's on Seabaum. That's her second, so She's going to take a seat as Mickey Glenn re-enters the game.
Mickey Glenn, number 21, checks back in.
California now has 5 team fouls. Slippery Rock with 0. Here's Chambers with it now. Chambers finds Aiden Geis. Geis over on the far side, or near side, I beg your pardon, to Aiello once again. Aiello attacks, but the shot is no good. Rebounded by Glenn.
There was a great block there by CeCe Dixon.
Here's CeCe Dixon with the shot on the return, 17-11.
This is the kind of run that can jumpstart California, and you hope to see them get out to a very big lead by halftime.
Here's Aiello. She finds Chambers. Chambers looking to go on the baseline, plows over the defender, and will be called for a foul.
Number 24, Deja Chambers, first personal foul. Team foul.
It's a pretty obvious call we'll see here. Chambers just knocking over, I believe that was Glenn, hard to tell from the replay, but nonetheless a big, another costly turnover for the Rock.
That is Slippery Rock's first team foul of the half, and we have 12 minutes and 15 seconds left in it. Here's Glenn with it. Glenn goes in the middle to Clark. Clark for 2, good. 19-11 Vulcans.
That's the other thing you like to see from California. Everybody getting in everybody scoring, everybody doing the little things to get the win.
Now it's Chelsea McKnight on the shot, I beg your pardon. Shanice Clark is on the bench as she got substituted for. Here's Slippery Rock with it now. Second chance is no good and rebounded by Mahadi. Mahadi finds Mickey Glenn, who will reset. Glenn to Mahadi. 20 seconds on the shot clock. CeCe Dixon for 2, no good. Rebounded by Deja Chambers.
11:30 left in the half, Cody. Big possession here for the Rock.
Here's Chambers. Shot is no good, and there will be a foul on the court. So when we come back to the Morrow Fieldhouse in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, we'll have more first half action on CUTV.
NCAA Division II has much to cheer about, as nearly 100,000 student athletes compete with passion and pride. And I'm pleased to share the best news of all. Student athletes are outperforming the rest of the D2 student body in graduation rates. Just another reason why you'll hear us say with pride, I chose Division II. Learn more at d2sa.org.
Let's take it to the field. I come through like a freight train, about to push the line back. Only see the gold line, don't matter if your line stack, because I'm a soldier. You can see my face paint, know that I'ma get mine by knowing that the rest can't. We ready for 'em, let's get it on. We ready for 'em, let's get it on. We ready for 'em, let's get it on. We ready for 'em, let's get it on.
And welcome back to the Morrow Fieldhouse in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, and Creighton. Taking a look at these team leaders, very widespread all around, a lot of contributions in all categories.
Yeah, we're seeing that from Mahadi, the leading scorer with 12.5 points per game. She has 4 so far. Hines, the leading rebounder, almost 7 a game. And you see Mickey Glenn leading the team with assists, and Hines leading the team with steals. First Slippery Rock, it's Deja Chambers shows up a lot. She's the leading scorer, rebounder, and has the most steals. Erica Aiello, the sophomore, has the most assists on the team.
Lots of widespread offense all around for both of these teams. And now California, with 11 minutes and 18 seconds left to go in the first half, will have control. CeCe Dixon with it underneath, finds Ashley Hines. Hines, shot is up, no good, rebounded by Chambers.
California 9 for 12 9 for 13 from the field so far.
And now Slippery Rock on the exchange will have a whistle blown, and there will be a foul on the court.
No, they're just saying it went out of bounds.
Oh, there will be out of bounds. I beg your pardon on that one.
We're kind of at a corner angle here, so sometimes it's hard to tell what's going on, but big possession here for Slippery Rock once again.
Aiello goes underneath the Chambers. Chambers for 2, no good. Is rebounded by Mahadi, who finds McKnight. Chelsea McKnight underneath to Dixon. Dixon fending off the defenders, throws it up for 2, good. 21-11 Vulcans.
Well, when you're hot, you're hot. If you're California, that's 4 points already now for the freshman from Munhall, as we have a whistle on the court, Cody.
Foul number 21.
There will be a foul on Mickey Glenn on the exchange. as Slippery Rock was bringing it up. That is California's 6th team foul of the half, and we're not halfway through the half yet.
It's got to be a little bit concerning because foul trouble really started to hurt California in their last game against Gannon.
Underneath, that is Kara. That is Slippery Rock with the shot. It is good, 21-13. Still in favor of California with a little bit of a commanding lead.
Checks back in.
Jasmine Frost now going to enter the game as Deja Chambers takes a seat.
Here's Mickey Glenn bringing it up for the Vulcans. Glenn tries to keep it all for herself and will be called for an offensive foul here.
Foul number 10, Erica Aiello.
Oh, will be a defensive foul, I beg your pardon. So Mickey Glenn will go to the free throw line.
You see the contact there as Glenn's going up. Aiello with the contact, so that's going to put Glenn on the line. She's an 80% foul shooter, a freshman out of Bridgeport, West Virginia.
The first shot is in and good. 22-13 now in favor of California. There's 10 minutes and 17 seconds left to go in the first half. Glenn awaits her second shot. The shot is up, and the shot is also good. 23-13, California once again leading by double digits. California going with a full court press now, leading the way. It's Kara Hoopert for the Rock, and the shot goes up, no good. Rebounded by Hines. Hines finds Glenn, and Glenn will send it down low to Mahadi. Mahadi back out to Glenn, and Glenn will reset. Glenn looks for some options. Over to Dixon. Dixon to Mahadi. Mahadi charging the baseline. Finds McKnight. McKnight for two. No good. Rebounded by Slippery Rock. Here's Erica Aiello with it now. Charging the paint all by herself. Shot is up and no good. Doesn't hit the rim, so it doesn't reset the shot clock, but that one does. And that rebound looks like it may have gone out of bounds and off of California, so Slippery Rock will inbound it.
I can see a couple more substitutions for the Rock. Geese and Chambers back in the game as Hoopert and Garat are going to take a seat.
Inbounded, that's Aiden Geis with it now. Geis sends it down low to Chambers. Chambers attacking the lane. Jumper for two, no good. Rebounded by Geis. Second chance is good, 23-15 Vulcans.
Her first points of the game. Geis just able to jump over Mahadi and get the layup.
Mahadi with it for two. That's good. 25-15 Vulcans.
They're calling it a three ball.
That's
7 points now for Emma.
Yeah, 26-15 now. Beg your pardon on that one as Slippery Rock with a quick shot. That one's no good. Once again, rebounded by Mahadi, who finds McKnight in the middle. McKnight sends it back out front to Hines, who gives it to Glenn. Glenn will reset. Mickey Glenn hands it off to Mahadi. Mahadi hands it off to McKnight. Now back over to Glenn. Glenn tried to go for a shot, but the ball got stripped away. Deja Chambers will bring it back up for the Rock now. And she finds Hardiman, and Hardiman's shot is no good, but there will be an offensive foul, and California will have control after this one.
Hardiman was a little slow to get up, but she does appear to be moving. We'll watch on the replay. You see Mickey Glenn's feet are set as Hardiman bowls in her, so that's the second time we've seen that today from Slippery Rock as Frotz and Kuko re-enter the game for California. Emma Mahadi and Ashley Hines are going to take a quick break.
8 minutes and 33 seconds left to go in the half. California leading by 11. Here's Mickey Glenn with it. Glenn hands it off to McKnight. And now McKnight hands it off to Glenn again. Glenn down low to Kukul. Kukul for two. No good. The rebound will not happen as Slippery Rock will get control on the offensive foul.
Looks like no, it's going to be an over the back because it looked like Kuko was going to get called for the foul on the as she went over the back of Chambers on the rebound. So that's Kuko's second foul. So she may have to take a break soon as we are now in a 1-on-1 situation. Chambers is a junior out of Sharon, went to Farrell High School. She's a 63% foul shooter.
That is California's 17th foul, so it gives Slippery Rock the bonus. The shot is no good, and it is rebounded by California. Here's McKnight with it now. McKnight attacks the baseline all by herself. The ball gets stripped away, though, and recovered by Kukul. Kukul for three, good. 29-15 Vulcans.
And that's 7 points for Kuko. We saw some good defense from Ayala, but McKnight was able to get the ball out to Kuko.
Now here's the Rock with it. Aiello for three. That one's good. 29-18 now.
The Slippery Rock's not going to go down without a fight. That is for sure.
7 minutes and 36 seconds left to go in the half now. Here's Fratz, who sends it back out to Glenn. Glenn will reset everything. Back to Fratz. 15 on the shot clock. Kukul for three. That's no good. Rebounded by Kukul, but she falls out of bounds, so Slippery Rock will get control.
And we're going to have a timeout on the court with 7:21 left. I thought there might have been a little bit of contact as Kukul was going out of bounds, but the refs didn't see it that way. But nonetheless, we're seeing California now 12 for 19 from the field, so they've been shooting a lot better in this first half. You see the layup there by Mickey Glenn. You'll see Chelsea McKnight join in on the scoring parade with the jumper.
Yeah, lots of jump shots and lots of layups being made all around by all players. No player has really scored a significant number of more points than any team ever has.
And there you see Garat there with the turnaround jumper. You see Geese with the offensive rebound. And here's Emma Mahadi's three ball. Mahadi, as of late, she's been really stepping it up from beyond the arc. She also helps to get the friendly bounce there. And watch Irina Kuko now. She's been quietly turning into a spark plug off the bench for the Vulcans as well. So, incidentally, Cody, we saw a few banners on the way here on the Slippery Rock campus. They are celebrating their 125th anniversary. They had a very lovely ceremony processional Thursday on the Slippery Rock campus. And tell you what, it's a nice campus. It doesn't look a day over 60.
Yeah, it's a very nice looking campus and is a historical one too. 125 years of Slippery Rock. So celebrating that milestone. As Aiello will bring it up for the Rock now with 7 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the first half. Here's a three ball by Geis, and that is good. 29-22, or 21, I beg your pardon, 29-21.
And that's only their second three-pointer they've attempted, and they've hit them both. So they're not out of this game by any stretch.
Mahadi sends it up for two. That's no good. Rebounded by Aiello. He's having a little bit of control. The ball got stripped away by Nia Taylor-Clark, but Deja Chambers gets the final possession. Aiello looks for it. The shot will not count. It falls through, but it won't count as there was a foul on the court before the shot.
And it's going to be on Nia Taylor-Clark. And we haven't seen much from the sophomore out of Bowie, Maryland. But now she's starting to get some playing time here today as Aiello, sophomore out of Columbus, Ohio, a 60% foul shooter, makes the first one.
The first shot is up and good. It's now 29-22 in favor of California. And there's 6 minutes and 44 seconds left to go in the first half. Slippery Rock still in the bonus after the 8th team foul, and that shot is also good, so it's 29-23 now in favor of California. Here's Glenn bringing it up for the Vulcans. Glenn finds Mahadi. Mahadi sends it cross court to Dixon. Dixon now hands it back off to Glenn. Glenn to Mahadi. Mahadi sends it in the middle, but nothing of it as Mahadi gets it again. The shot for two is no good. It is rebounded by Clark, who sends it back up, and that shot is good. 31-23, California.
And that's, like we were saying, everybody's contributing, even Nia Taylor-Clark, her first action in a while.
Here's Deja Chambers with it now. Chambers goes wide and finds Aiello. Aiello gets the pass stripped away by Glenn. Glenn all by herself. And then Aiello all of a sudden comes out of nowhere and strips the shot away, but the ball goes out of bounds, so California will inbound.
Aiello just kept pace with Glenn. Glenn's quite a quick player, but so is Aiello, and Aiello just snuck up from behind and all ball, so good call right there.
Here's Nia Taylor-Clark with it, but recovered by Dixon. Fratz over to Glenn, everything settles down and resets. 15 on the shot clock. Dixon with it, finds Mahadi. Mahadi, jump ball for 2, no good. The rebound will go out of bounds.
Mahadi made a good effort to save it, but the tip of her toe just steps on the line, so actually I think they're going to say it actually went off a Slippery Rock player. I honestly thought from looking at it live that it went off of Mahadi, but nonetheless a big break for California, and they get a fresh shot clock.
Glenn finds Fratz in the corner for 3. That shot's no good. Rebounded by Deja Chambers. Here comes Chambers, attacking the paint all by herself. Layup for 2 is no good, and there will be a foul on the court in the process.
It's going to be an offensive foul on Deja Chambers.
Foul number 24, Deja Chambers.
We saw that.
Second personal foul, team foul.
And that's the third offensive foul we've seen for the Rock today. Of their 5 team fouls. So California doing a good job drawing the charges.
Here's Fratz with it now for the Vulcans. Fratz looking for some options, but being heavily pressured by Hardiman. Now Glenn with it, 15 on the shot clock. Fratz attacks the lane, throws the shot up, and gets fouled in the process with 5:10 left to go in the first half.
Foul number 23, Megan Hardiman, second personal
And that's
foul. Team
Hardiman's
foul number
second
6.
foul. So the Rock, even though they only have 6 team fouls, they got a couple players who are on the verge of getting into foul trouble as Caitlin Fratz hits the first foul shot.
Substitution number 21,
Fratz is 73% foul shooter, so
Substitution number 5,
right on
Chelsea
cue we see
McKnight.
Chambers is going to take a seat as Hoppert re-enters the game, and Garot's now going to enter the game for Hardiman.
Number 31, Danielle Garu.
So right there, too, got a couple of your key players in foul trouble. That could hurt the Rock down the stretch.
Fratz has the chance to give the Vulcans the double-digit lead, and she does. 33-23, your score now. Here comes Erica Aiello, bringing it up for the Rock. Aiello goes wide to Geis. Geis sends it cross court to Hoopert, and Hoopert tried to go for a shot, but there will be a turnover, and California will get control.
She gets called for traveling, and from the where she was, I thought she was going to try a 3-ball, but nonetheless, that's a big break for California.
Chelsea McKnight will bring it up for the Vulcans. McKnight finds Mahadi. Mahadi trying to look for a lane, but can't really find much of anything. Instead tries to go down low to Nia Taylor-Clark, but the ball gets kicked, and so California will inbound.
And they're going to reset the shot clock to 15 seconds, as I believe the shot clock at the time was under 15. So in a kickball situation, when that happens, they reset it to 15.
Here's Fratz with it. The shot is up. The shot is no good. Rebounded by Nia Taylor-Clark. Tries to send it back out to McKnight, but the pass goes way down the other end of the court after a recovery attempt by Hoopert, and California will get control.
And they did reset the shot clock. At first they were a little slow to do that. I thought they weren't going to because it didn't look like Aiello had full possession, but with 4:24 left to play, I mean, California's they want a double-digit lead going into halftime to put the Rock out early.
And here comes McKnight attacking the paint all by herself, but the shot is up and no good. Rebounded by the Rock. Erica Aiello will find her teammate underneath. That's Jasmine Frost, and the shot goes up, and there will be a foul on the court in the process. 4 minutes and 6 seconds left to go in the half.
That's on Nia Taylor-Clark. You'll see it looked like she was going for the ball, but she hit Frost in the wrist, so that's going to put Frost on the line for 2. It's the first one. She's a senior out of South Euclid, Ohio, transferred in a couple years ago from Niagara University. She's a 64% foul shooter.
Frost, second shot is up, second shot is good. 33-25 is now your score. California still with the lead. Chelsea McKnight will lead the way for the Vulcans. She finds Mahadi. Mahadi attacking the baseline, throws the shot up, and she's going to be fouled in the process with 3 minutes and 57 seconds left to go in the first half. When we come back, Mahadi will go to the free throw line here on CUTV. Vulcans leading the way 33-25 at the Morrow Fieldhouse.
Need to know what's happening in your area? CUTV News Center brings you your best local news.
Events on and around campus. Local weather. Vulcan sports coverage. CUTV News Center, live, Thursdays at 5.
Welcome back to the Morrow Fieldhouse in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. Creighton, looking at the stats ranking, it's in California's favor, certainly, but as you said before, you can't take anything for granted.
Absolutely not. The offense, I mean, you look at Slippery Rock's scoring defense, they near the bottom of the standings there in the PSAC. Scoring margin, like you said, there were a couple, Slippery Rock's coming off a couple of hard losses. They lost to IUP by 16 and to Clarion by 16, but a lot of their games this year have been within single digits. In fact, a couple double overtime games and a couple of overtime games, single overtime games rather, as Mahadi's at the line for 2.
Mahadi's first shot falls through, 34-25 now in favor of California. There's 3 minutes and 57 seconds left to go in the first half. Mahadi's second shot is up, and that one's no good. The rebound controlled by Slippery Rock.
That's California's first miss from the line. You can't afford to split your foul shots at any point in the game. It could come back to bite you.
Here's Aiello with it now. Aiello looking for some lanes. She finds one and attacks it, but sends it cross court. Now shot for 3 is no good. Rebound is controlled by Chelsea McKnight, who's all by herself. The layup is up, and she misses the layup, but there's a foul on the court in the process, and California will still have control.
Looks like they're going to call it a loose ball foul. Wait to see what's on it. Looks like if it's on McKnight, that's on Ashley Hines. That's her second. So now that's going to put Aiello back on the line for 2. She hit her. And Slippery Rock's now in the double bonus.
That's the 10th team foul for the Vulcans. 34-25 your score with 3 minutes and 32 seconds left to go in the first half. The first shot is up and good.
I'm sorry, that's actually Garat who's at the line. She's a junior out of Darnestown, Maryland.
The lead is cut down to 8 now for the Vulcans. The second shot is up, and the rebound is controlled by Mahadi, who will send it over to McKnight and bring it back up for the Vulcans.
You don't need to rush it here. You've got, with an 8-point lead, even this stage of the game, I would say time is definitely on California's side.
Here's Mahadi with it, attacking the lane. Easy layup and good. 36-26 now.
That's 10 points now for Mahadi.
Kaylin Fratt's going with a little bit of aggressive defense, sends the ball out of bounds on the inbound, and Slippery Rock will get a redo.
3:11 left. This is probably going to be a critical stage for Slippery Rock. You want to get it under to single digits by halftime, and if you can't, it's going to be a long second half.
Here's Frost with it, attacking the paint. In and good. 36-28 Vulcans.
And right on cue, there you see Jasmine Frost just go driving to the basket.
Chelsea McKnight finds Dixon, and now to Fratz. Fratz for 3. Shot is no good and rebounded by Slippery Rock. Here comes Erica Aiello with the rest of her troops. Aiello will reset. Goes down low to Frost. Frost for 2. Shot is no good and rebounded by Dixon.
It just literally hit the back of the rim, and she couldn't get the friendly bounce. So they're gonna look back at that one and say, wow, that could have gone in easily.
Mahadi with it now. Finds Fratz over on the far side. Fratz for 2, no good. Shot is almost rebounded by Shanice Clark, but she steps out of bounds, so Slippery Rock will have control.
It was a good effort there by Shanice Clark, but that's another turnover for the Vulcans. I believe that is 11 on the game.
Erica Aiello bringing it up now for the Rock. Aiello stops and finds Geis. Geis sends it in, and the shot will count.
No, they're pointing the other way, Cody. They're going to call Aiello on the offensive foul.
So the offensive foul does get called on Geis, actually. And I thought for a second by the crowd reaction that the shot would count, but the officials ruled it the other way, and now California will have control.
And that's the fourth charge California's drawn, so they're doing a good job of really taking Slippery Rock out of their game a little bit.
Mahadi from the corner for three, almost goes in, but rebounded by the Rock. Here's Aiello with it. Aiello finds Garrett on the side, and the second shot by Frost is no good. Rebounded by California is controlled.
Hoppert had the rebound, but she lost it and went right into Chelsea McKnight's hands.
Mahadi gets the ball stripped away, and Aiello with it now will reset, and Slippery Rock will call a timeout.
Yeah, Slippery Rock needed that timeout. Looked like they were starting to get a little sloppy there, so head coach Tanya Longo trying to calm her troops down. Anyway, we see that's a three there by Geis. And you see what an outstanding rebound there by Nia Taylor-Clark, and then she just gets the mid-range jumper to go. And you see, watch the move there by Emma Hottie. Gets around Geis with a layup as she drives the lane. Seeing a lot more of that from California throughout the course of this season.
Yeah, both teams seem to be attacking the paint very aggressively in this game, and that shows some flaws on the defensive side because they're leaving the paint wide open. That's something that you usually don't see happen, and that's giving both teams easy layups, and that's why the score seems pretty relatively high here in this first half so far. A lot of easy shots have been falling through.
And both teams have 16 points in the paint.
Here's the Rock with it now. Jasmine Frost underneath. Takes it back out and then re-attacks the paint. And the shot is up and good. 36-30.
Frost didn't go in as aggressively towards the basket. I think she was gun shy about getting another offensive foul, but it was effective. It did the job.
Chelsea McKnight for three. Shot is no good. Rebounded by Mahadi. McKnight may get a redo here. She sends it for two, and that one's good. 38-30.
Chelsea McKnight doing a good job slowing the tempo down there and getting the wide open jumper.
43 seconds left to go in the half. Here comes Aiello with an easy layup, keeping it all for herself. 38-32 now.
Slippery Rock needs to stop here, and then if they can get a basket the other way, they'll actually be in good shape.
Mahadi for three. That one's good. 41-32 now, and the shot clock will be turned off here as there's only 21 seconds left to go in the half.
Well, that was a big three there by Mahadi. I think that might have deflated the Rock a little bit.
Aiello will hang on to it, and the Rock will get the last shot here. She loses control of it as she goes towards the hoop, and the ball goes out of bounds. So Slippery Rock will inbound it once again with 7.2 seconds left after this timeout taken by Slippery Rock.
And it's timeout California. So I think honestly, Cody, that three ball by Mahadi, I think that really just killed that momentum. And yes, it's not a double-digit lead yet for the Vulcans, but you thought on Rock's ensuing possession, if they could capitalize, they'd be in big shape. I mean, look at how deep Mahadi was. Just drained it.
Yeah, the Slippery Rock looked like they were going to cut the lead to a very small margin here going into halftime. There's only 7 seconds left, and then here comes Mahadi with the big three to widen the gap again. It's a big statement to make for the Vulcans.
And both teams are shooting well. California 44%, Slippery Rock 41%, but 13 turnovers by both teams. So it's really, despite the scoreboard, it's been a fairly even game.
So now California will get the last shot. Frats with it. Sends the shot up. The shot is no good. And zeros are all across the board here at Morrow Fieldhouse in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania.
Hopper tried to draw the charge there, but was unsuccessful. So 9-point lead there, as you see on the first Niagara scoreboard.
41-32 in favor of the Vulcans. When we come back, stay tuned for second half action in women's basketball between the Rock and the Vulcans on CUTV.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to make a wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted.
We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
You are watching CUTV, California University Television.
Vulcan women's basketball on CUTV is brought to you by First Niagara, JD Waterproofing, Lee's Supply Company, the Physical Therapy Institute, Trib Total Media, and UPMC Health Plan. We thank you all for your support. Welcome back to the Morrow Fieldhouse in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. Taking a look at the halftime stats. California with the lead, and the halftime stats show it.
Yes, as you can see, 16 for 36. Both teams shooting quite well. California getting a couple more three balls in. They're also controlling the rebounding game, 23 to 17, as you 17 rather, as you see on the Trib Total Media halftime stat board. Turnovers, 13. It's a few more than we expected for California. This is a team that only commits about 15 turnovers a game. They're at 13 so far in the first half.
Yeah, the offense has been telling the story for quite a bit, and California still maintains the lead. The score is 41 to 32, and the second half is just about to get underway in a few seconds. But when you take a look at the replays, let's look at how we got here.
There you see the pass there from Mickey Glenn over to Emma Mahadi. And then Mahadi just finds an open Mickey Glenn. I'm sorry, that's Cece Dixon. I do apologize to the Dixon family, but nonetheless, there you see a deep three there from Slippery Rock. I believe that is Geis's three ball. No, I'm sorry, that was Ayala's. This is Geis's three ball. They don't make it easy with those ponytails sometimes, but nonetheless, Cody, watch him out Mahadi get past Geis, driving the lane for the layup. And then you see Mahadi also going to get done from beyond the arc.
Yeah, that was the very big three-point shot that's really sent California into halftime with all of the momentum. Slippery Rock looked like they were going to claw their way back in it, and then all of a sudden, here comes Emma Mahadi shooting that three-point shot, and that really made a statement for the Vulcans.
Yeah, you see head coach Jess Strom anxiously waiting as California inbounds.
And now second half action is underway. California with it now. Mahadi sends it down deep. Back out to Mahadi. Mahadi for three. Shot is no good. Or actually, it is good for two now.
Her foot was on the line from where we sat, but nonetheless, it's a good way to come out of the gates for the Vulcans.
It is 43 to 32, and it looked like the shot wasn't going to go in, but it got the friendly bounce as Slippery Rock has it now. Erica Aiello for two. Shot is no good. Rebounded by Hardiman, but there will be a foul on the court.
Looks like they're going to call Hardiman for the loose ball foul. She was going for the rebound, and she collided with Mickey Glenn, so that's a costly mistake there by Slippery Rock.
Here's Glenn bringing it up now for the Vulcans. 19 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the second half. We're just underway in second half action. Glenn sends it wide to Kukul. Kukul hands it back off to Glenn. Glenn finds Mahadi. Mahadi tries to attack, but gets nothing as Glenn has it now. The shot is up for two and good. 45-32 Vulcans. Here's Slippery Rock with it now, wasting no time. Aiello leading the way. Erica Aiello looks for some options. Goes over to the far side, sends it down to Geis. Geis gets double teamed. Somehow gets a pass away to Hardiman. Hardiman sends it back out to Frost. And now Chambers for 2. That shot is good. 3, I beg your pardon.
That's a 3 ball by Chambers. Not a little bit of a surprise to see that from her, but hey, whatever works. I mean, California almost could have gotten called for a foul on that double team as Aiello kind of fell, but.
Now here's Kukul with the shot, and that shot is no good. California with the rebound once again. Glenn looking for some options. Finds Mahadi. Mahadi sends it down low. Layup is up and no good. Rebounded by Daisha Chambers. Leading the way for the Rock. Here she comes. Attacking the paint. Layup is up. Layup is good. 45-37 Vulcans.
Chambers has that ability to take over a game, and she's gotten the Rock within single digits.
Kaylin Fratz for 3. No good. Rebounded by Slippery Rock again. 17 minutes, 45 seconds left to go in the second half. Down low to Geis. Geis sends it back out to Aiello. Aiello to Frost in the paint. Frost will be called for an offensive foul here as she charges over Kukul.
That's the 5th time we've seen California draw a charge. The Rock fans here at Morrow Fieldhouse not happy, but you see Mahadi's feet were set as Frost just charges into her. So, and we have the Rock tries to get back into it, but either they make a mistake or the Cal defense steps up big.
The Rock with 2 team fouls now in the second half. Here's Kukul. Kukul gets a shot blocked by Geis, and the rebound goes out of bounds, and California will still maintain possession. There's 16 seconds on the shot clock for California to work with. 17 minutes and 21 seconds left to go in the half. Ball is going to be inbounded by Glenn, who finds Fratz in the corner. Fratz kicks it back out. 10 on the shot clock now. Fratz over to Glenn. Glenn back to Fratz. Down low to teammate, and the shot is up and airballed, and it is no good. There's 2 seconds on the shot clock. It did not reset, but now it does.
Well, it will reset because that ball went out off of, looks like it went off of Hines, and Slippery Rock will get possession. That's a costly turnover there by California. The big question is, can Slippery Rock capitalize as we see Cece Dixon's about to enter the game for California.
Aiello with it in the corner now. Sends it cross court to Geis. Geis for 2. Shot is no good. Rebounded by Mahadi. Mahadi sends it over to Glenn. Glenn over to Kukul. Kukul finds a lane, attacks it, layup up and good. 47-37 Vulcans.
And quietly, Irina Kukul has 9 points coming off the bench. She's really taken on the 6-man role for the Vulcans.
Deja Chambers with the jumper. No good. The rebound is fought over and controlled by Glenn, who will bring it back up for the Vulcans, but there's a whistle here, so we'll have a foul on the court.
Looks like that's going to be on Chambers. That is her 3rd, so Chambers has 3 fouls. Hardiman has 3 fouls. As Mickey Glenn enters the game, Ashley Hines is going to take a break.
And that is Slippery Rock's 3rd team foul with 16 minutes and 29 seconds left to go in the half. Mickey Glenn with it now, sends it to Kukul. Kukul cross court to Dixon. Dixon to Glenn. Glenn to Fratz, swings it over to Kukul. Kukul finds a lane and attacks it. The shot is up and good. 49-37 Vulcans.
Now 11 points now for Kukul, so she's in double figures. Mahadi's in double figures, so nice balanced attack by Cal.
The ball got stripped away and broken up by the defense, and now Kukul will have control, and she sends it over to Glenn. Glenn sends it down in the corner to Fratz. Fratz looking for some options, finds Kukul. Kukul attacks the lane, up and good. 51-37 Vulcans.
Slippery Rock has just not been able to prevent Kukul from running the baseline and getting the layups. That's now 13 points for the junior out of Harrisonburg, Virginia.
15 minutes and 34 seconds left to go in the second half. Here's Geis from the corner for 3, and the shot is no good, and it is rebounded by Mahadi, who will lead the charge back up.
She completely airballed that one. Her foot was on the line, though, but nonetheless,
And Slippery Rock tried to go for a shot there, but that came up empty, and we have a timeout on the court now with 15 minutes and 19 seconds left to go in the half. California taking a commanding lead in this second half.
I mean, commanding would be an understatement. Here's Deja Chambers, tries to get the Rock off on the right foot in the second half. But there you see Irina Kuko just playing with a lot of fire. She's stepped up big in the last few games. You see she drives it right there, and that's not the same play. That's a different play. She's done that a lot today, and we're going to see her go in and then just work that slippery rock defense. Another easy layup. So it's been the Irina Kuko show so far. And speaking of shows, you can see this show and many other CUTV shows on our YouTube page. All of our games are now, and match play are uploaded to CUTV Sports 1. And of course you can watch News Center on our News Center page, CUTV News Center. So our online presence is growing by leaps and bounds. And interesting note, Cody, they got to close. We were watching, now Edinburgh came off of a hard loss Thursday. The Vulcans will face the Fighting Scots next Saturday at Macomb Fieldhouse. So you look ahead to that game, but before that, they've got Mercyhurst. And there are no easy games in this league. Mercyhurst is off today, so they'll be well rested, or they'll come out rusty in the first half of their game coming up Wednesday at the Convocation Center.
Yeah, the PSAC is a very competitive division, or competitive conference, I should say, so every game will be competitive. Here's Dixon with it for 3, and that shot is good. 54-37 Vulcans.
And that's the first 3-ball CC Dixon has hit as a California Vulcan.
Aiello sends it in the corner to Hardiman. Hardiman goes out of bounds, and California will get the ball off the turnover.
No, they're going to actually call a foul on Dixon for the push-off.
That led her to go out of bounds, so.
Exactly.
So Slippery Rock will still have control of this here. Jasmine Frost finds Aiello in the corner. Aiello attacking the baseline, goes to the other corner to Hooper. Hooper for 3, good. 54-40 Vulcans.
Well, that's what you needed there if you're Slippery Rock, to try and stop the bleeding. But right now, the way things are going, it's like putting a Band-Aid on a bullet hole, if you will.
Here comes Dixon. Dixon underneath, kicks it back out to Seabaum. Kate Seabaum over to the corner. That's Mahadi. Mahadi looking for some lanes. Instead, takes the jumper for 3. The shot is no good and is rebounded by Seabaum. Fresh shot clock now. 14 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the half.
And if you're California, you don't really have to rush it.
Here's Caitlin Fratz with it now. Attacking the paint. The shot is up and good. 56-40 Vulcans.
Oh, you see the reaction from the Cal bench. They are absolutely psyched over the way Caitlin Fratz drove the lane. Getting around that Slippery Rock defense there.
Here's Aiello with it now. Finds Hoopert. Hoopert tries to go back out to Chambers, but the pass gets broken up. Here comes Dixon now. Dixon tries to send a pass over, but it gets intercepted, and Aiello will bring it back up.
That might have been deflected.
Now, jumper for 2, I beg your pardon, by Chambers was no good. Rebounded by Mahadi, and Kate Seabaum will bring it up now. Seabaum down in the corner. That's Dixon for 2, no good. The rebound is fought over and controlled by Slippery Rock.
Good job there by Hardiman to control the rebound. Kuko was going for it, but she kind of held back. I guess she was concerned about getting an over the back call, but nonetheless a big possession here for the Rock.
Here's Aiello in the corner. She sends it cross court to Hardiman. Hardiman for 3, no good. Rebounded by Dixon. Up in front now, that's Fratz. Fratz, no good. Rebounded by Slippery Rock. A lot of back and forth action here in this sequence of events. Aiello with it now, holds it, finds Chambers. Chambers, jumper for 2, good. 56-42, still in favor of the Vulcans.
That's 11 points now for Chambers.
12 minutes and 46 seconds left to go in the game. California leading the way by 14. Here's Mickey Glenn with it now. Glenn looking for some options. The troops all reset. She finds Fratz. 15 on the shot clock. Fratz tries to go underneath, but there's nobody home, and the ball goes out of bounds, and Slippery Rock will have control.
And Cassidy O'Keefe, a freshman from Heidelberg and Chartiers Valley High School, is going to enter the game as Eric Aiello is going to take a break. It's the first time we've seen O'Keefe in the game.
Here's Cassidy O'Keefe bringing it up for Slippery Rock. Being pressured by Fratz. O'Keefe looking for a lane. She finds Hoopert on the near side. Hoopert attacking the middle, but goes back out to O'Keefe instead. O'Keefe doing a little bit of moves now. There's 5 on the shot clock. Slippery Rock needs to get a shot off here, and Geis is the one to do it, and it's airballed. The second chance is up and good. It will count. 56-44 in favor of California.
That was a very fortuitous break there for the Rock as Deja Chambers draws the hoop and the harm. And we see the 3-ball is airballed a little bit. Looked like it might have been partially blocked by a California player, but look at the effort there by Chambers to get it in as Frotz is going to get called for her first foul.
Chambers at the very last second able to get that shot in, and it still counts. So 12 minutes and 1 second left to go in the half now. Here's Slippery Rock with the rebound off of the missed foul shot, and that goes in. 56-46 now in favor of California.
Jasmine Thross with the second, third, and fourth effort almost to get that ball in.
Mahadi with it back out to Seabomb. Seabomb looks for some options, finds Kukul. Kukul to Chelsea McKnight. 15 on the shot clock. McKnight attacks, shoots, shot is up and no good. She gets her own rebound, but fights over it. Seabomb gets it, now over to Dixon. Dixon to Mahadi. Mahadi for 3, no good. The rebound is controlled by Seabomb.
Dixon doing a nice job getting control of that rebound and then passing it off to Seabomb. Dixon's quietly been having a nice game.
Here's Kukul with it now, back out to Seabomb. 15 on the shot clock once again. Kukul attacks the lane, layup up, and layup good. 58-46 Vulcans.
Kukul getting another friendly bounce. That looked a little off balance, but hey, when you're hot, you're hot.
Here's O'Keefe bringing it up for the Rock. O'Keefe goes down low where she finds Frost, and the shot will count with 10 minutes and 53 seconds left in the second half. We will take a break. Stay tuned for more second half action here between the Rock and the Vulcans on CUTV.
Watch CUTV online anytime, anywhere. Check out your favorite original programs, coverage of the biggest events on campus, and cheer on your Vulcan sports teams. CUTV. Log on. Tune in now. Visit cutv.calu.edu/live.
With 18 institutions, my conference is the largest league across all NCAA classifications. With nearly 7,000 student athletes competing in 23 championships, my conference sponsors the most championships in Division II. With a 78% academic success rate, my conference graduates student athletes well above the national average. We compete with passion. We take pride in our efforts in the arena and in the classroom. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Passion, pride, Pennsylvania.
And welcome back to the Morrow Fieldhouse in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, where your California Vulcans are leading the way, 58-48 in Creighton. The Jess Strom Show is a great way to catch up on some basketball.
It certainly is. Get the inside scoop on the California Vulcans women's basketball program. We'll have player interviews, highlights, and insight from head coach Jess Strom. That's the Jess Strom Show, exclusively on CUTV, or you can watch us online, cutv.calu.edu. And Cody, what we were mentioning in the last break, California heading up to Edinburgh next Saturday. The Fighting Scots only had a tough loss the other night against Davis and Elkins, 70-67. That was Thursday night.
Frost's free throw is up and no good, so the score remains 58-48 in favor of California. And here's Seabomb with it now. Seabomb sends it down low. That's Shanice Clark up for 2 and good. 60-48 Vulcans.
And that's Clark's first 2 points of the game. The only players who haven't scored for California have been Kate Seabomb and Elena Antonenko. We haven't seen much of Antonenko today.
The pass from Aiello gets deflected and stripped away, and here come the Vulcans, but the ball goes out of bounds. And so California will inbound it from their own basket.
And that was a good job there by Megan Hardiman to just come in and not only avoid the foul, but force the ball out of bounds. So now California has to reset.
The pass goes way out to Kukul. Kukul for 3, good. 63-48 Vulcans.
And Kukul now 18 points. on the game. She's 2 for 3 from beyond the arc.
Erica Aiello with it now. Finds Deja Chambers. Chambers looking for some options. Tries to send it down low. That's Frost. Frost for 2. Good. 63-50.
We're halfway through the second half, Cody, and California, they can't seem to put the rock away as easily.
Kukul tried to send it underneath to Shanice Clark, but the pass got deflected and goes out of bounds off of a California player. So
it looked like it actually went off of Shanice Clark, so it's a costly turnover there for California. That's now 16 on the game.
Slippery Rock will get control of it now. Here's Erica Aiello bringing it up for the Rock. Aiello sends it down low to Frost. Frost for 2, no good. Rebound is controlled by Clark, but we have a whistle on the floor as Shanice Clark came up with that rebound.
It's going to get a foul on Jasmine Frost. That's her second. Team foul number 5, I believe, for the Rock. I'm sorry, number 4. 14 fouls for Slippery Rock, my mistake.
9 minutes and 31 seconds left to go in the second half. Here's a shot by Seabaum, is up and no good, and it goes out of bounds.
And they're going to call Shanice Clark, looks like for an over the back on the loose ball foul. So with 9:30 left, California now, they're also at 14 fouls. And that is the first one on Clark.
Erica Aiello will bring it up for the Rock. Aiello taking her time, looking for some options. And she finds Deja Chambers, who sends it cross-court back to Aiello. Aiello trying to go underneath with it. She keeps it all for herself. Jump ball for 2. No good. Rebounded by Clark. Here's Emma Mahadi. She finds Seabaum. Seabaum sends it down low to Clark. Clark for 2. Air ball. No good. Rebound by Erica Aiello. And here she comes. 2-on-1, but quickly outnumbered. And Deja Chambers to the rescue. Shot is up and good. 63-52. Seabaum brings it back up for the Vulcans, and she sends it wide. Now back out to Seabaum. Seabaum over to Kukul. Kukul looking for a lane, or Mahadi, I beg your pardon, not Kukul. She finds it, and the shot is no good and rebounded by Slippery Rock.
Some of the Rock fans were calling for a travel, but it was...
Geis with the layup for 2. That shot is good. 63-54.
That was Kara Hooper, 21 on the shot, but we have a timeout called by California. Jess Strom trying to calm the troops down, but getting back to Mahadi's miss for a second. Some of the Rock fans were calling for a travel, but it was a moot point as the shot went no good. And I believe this is actually going to be extended to a media timeout.
So
as the players are sitting on the bench at this point.
Yeah, there's 8 minutes and 23 seconds left to go in the half. When you take a look at CUTV's upcoming broadcast, we will be at home in the Convocation Center on February 5th against Mercyhurst, and then going on the road to face Edinburgh in that big game you were talking about.
And Macomb Fieldhouse has been a tough place for California over the last few years. They've struggled up there, especially against a formidable Edinburgh squad. And then the Vulcans return home on February 12th. They'll get a rematch with IUP, a team they beat at the KCAC. You look at the standings, Edinburgh atop the division. They're 8-0. And as we said, they had that tough non-conference loss at home the other night to Davison Elkins. Gannon is playing Seton Hill. Gannon leading at this point with 7 minutes left. They're up by 8. IUP and Clarion square off later tonight. We'll be at Tippin Gymnasium 2 weeks from tonight. Mercyhurst is off, so you see Cody at 4, 5, 6, and 7. It's really it's going to be a dogfight for those last 3, 4 playoff spots here. You see, let's go to some highlights. There's Jasmine Frost with the layup as part of this Slippery Rock run. See another one here, this one by Deja Chambers. And you see the layup by Kara Hooper. So, Slippery Rock, they're not quitting. You got to give them credit for that. I mean, so California right now, Jess Strom needed that timeout, and especially when it came with that media timeout frame, that especially helped.
Yeah, that last run was what led Coach Strom to call that timeout, and it was a much-needed one to just calm the Vulcans down and still maintain their composure as they hold on to the lead. Here's Mahadi with it now. The shot is up and no good. She gets her own rebound and sends it back out to Mickey Glenn.
To California, I've said this a lot today, don't rush it. Just take your time. You got a significant lead here.
Mahadi that time gets called for the travel. And so Slippery Rock will have control.
On the court.
And we have another timeout on the court with 7:58 left. So, but anyway, Cody, we were looking at the PSAC West standings. It's really, you see California's just one game ahead of IUP, Seton Hill, UPJ, and Mercyhurst. Mercyhurst, we said, is off tonight. Here's a 3-ball here from CC Dixon. I mean, Dixon's quietly having a solid game with 7 points. And there you see the 3-ball by Hoopert earlier in the game. You watch as Caitlin Fratz slips it in there. New hairdo and all, I might point out. The hair's a little darker, but nonetheless, see a jumper there. That's Chambers again, hitting it from beyond the arc. See another 3-ball by, well, that was the 3-ball that went short, and this is where Deja Chambers drew the hoop and the harm.
Yeah, that was when the shot clock was about to expire too. So Deja Chambers really caught California with Slippery Rock with the break there. And if you log on to cutv.calu.edu, you can watch live programming feed from CUTV's live schedule 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Or if you prefer watching on television, it's channel 17 on Atlantic Broadband and Armstrong Cable channel 61. But there's many outlets that CUTV's reaching out to widespread their audience and make viewing a lot easier.
I mean, you can watch it whether you're in the Mon Valley or overseas in Japan. Doesn't matter where you are.
Here's Erica Aiello bringing it up now for the Rock. She finds Chambers. Chambers tries to go through but gets double teamed. Instead sends it out to Aiello for 3. That shot is good. 63-57 Vulcans.
That's a big 3-ball there for the Rock. Now it's become a lot closer, and I'm sure California would like it to be.
The lead is cut down to 6. Mickey Glenn with it now. 15 on the shot clock. Glenn looking for some options. She finds Mahadi. Mahadi with it now. Attacks the paint, throws the shot up, and that is no good. Rebounded by Mahadi. She gets her own rebound. Instead, she sends it up for 2. That shot is no good. And rebounded by Slippery Rock.
It was a good job there by Frost to tip it right into Hardiman's hands, and now here comes the Rock.
Led the way by Erica Aiello. She sends it to Deja Chambers. 7 minutes left to go in the game. California up by 6, and we have a foul on the court before the shot could ever go off.
It's going to be on Mahadi. That'll be her first. It'll be the 5th team foul for California. You see on the replay here.
And as the replay rolls, Deja Chambers throws a shot up, and that one was no good, and it was rebounded by California. Mickey Glenn will bring it up for the Vulcans. Glenn with it now. Sends it in the corner to Fratz. Fratz is looking for some options, but comes up empty. 15 on the shot clock. Fratz will reset. Fratz sends it to Mahadi. Mahadi for 3. Good! 66-57 Vulcans. Erica Aiello brings it up for the Rock now. 6 minutes and 21 seconds left to go in the second half. Aiello being pressured by Fratz. She tries to go down low to Frost, but the pass gets broken up and intercepted by Mickey Glenn.
That pass looked a little wide, and Glenn was able to take advantage of it. So now California trying to slow things down a little bit and wait for the right shot to come along.
15 seconds are on the shot clock. Glenn looking for an option or a lane, and she finds Mahadi. Mahadi finds the lane, throws the shot up, and that one is good, and count it. 68-57 Vulcans with a foul on the court.
And it's on Deja Chambers. That'll be her 4th. That's a big foul right there that Emma Mahadi drew. Watch as she drives the lane. You see the contact to the right side of Mahadi by Chambers. So Mahadi unable to complete the old school 3, but she does get the rebound.
5 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the game now. California up by 11. Here's Glenn with it now. 15 on the shot clock as she finds Mahadi. Mahadi sends it down low to Clark, and Clark will be called for a travel on this. Or that was Chelsea McKnight, or Ashley Hines, I beg your pardon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're at the one corner. We're, I guess you could say, caddy corner from where the play was, our broadcast position today. So it's it was tough to tell with all those bodies in the way, but nonetheless, a costly turnover here for California. You know, I mean, we said this a lot today. Even though there's about 5 minutes left, you can't count the Rock out.
Aiello brings it up for the Rock, and she finds Jasmine Frost. Frost attacks the lane. The shot is no good, and there is a foul on the court with 5 minutes and 23 seconds left to go in the half now.
And we'll wait to see it. That's on Ashley Hines. That's, her third. Team foul number 6 rather. Watch on the replay. You see Hines reaches in on Frost as Frost is driving, so that'll get Frost to the line for 2 shots. And the next California team foul puts the Rock in the bonus.
Frost has a 63.6 free throw percentage, and she misses the first one. So the score remains 68-57.
And the best the Rock can hope for at this point is if Frost, the senior out of South Euclid, Ohio, can split the foul shots, and she can't get either one.
And Ashley Hines comes up with the rebound. She redeems herself after being called for the foul. She gives it to Mickey Glenn, who will bring it up for the Vulcans. Glenn looking for some options. She goes wide to Dixon. Dixon attacks the lane, sends it back out to Fratz. Fratz for 2, good. 70-57.
That's a big momentum boost there by Caitlin Fratz, trying to get back on track offensively. That's a shot she might want to file away in the middle of the folder there.
Aiello tried to go through that open lane, but gets the ball stripped away. And now California with another big turnover.
Now Mahadi might get credit for the steal because she had possession of it, but you got to credit Fratz there for poking that ball out of the Rock player's hands.
Now sends it cross court to Fratz. Fratz attacks. Shot is up, no good. Rebounded by Slippery Rock.
And Slippery Rock looks like they just called a timeout.
Timeout, Slippery Rock, 30-second timeout.
So it's a 30-second timeout with 4 minutes and 28 seconds left to go in the game. California leading by 13, taking a very commanding lead here in this second half, but it's very important for them to maintain their composure and hang on to the lead. But let's take a look at how we got here.
There's Irina Kuko with 2 of her game high 18 points there on the layup, and you watch Jasmine Frost. This is the play that drew the hoop and harm earlier in the sequence, and then you see Shanice Clark just maintaining her, just getting the layup in on the spin around. And watch you see here, there's a 3 ball there by Irina Kuko. You see, that really got the bench fired up a little bit. Watch as Frost here goes one-on-one with Shanice Clark. She's able to, I mean, they're both, you're talking about a couple of 6-foot players, but Frost uses her senior experience to capitalize there. And there you see another one there by Deja Chambers. So between Chambers and Frost, they're really helping keep Slippery Rock in this game. And Kara Hooper with a few key buckets off the bench for the Rock. So 4:28 left in regulation. It's going to turn out to be quite the dogfight.
Yeah, California still leads by 13, but in those 4.5 minutes, pretty much anything can happen. As we've been saying since the open, it's an unpredictable game in an unpredictable conference. So there's still 4 minutes and 28 seconds of a story left to be written. Those pages are still blank, and the book still has yet to be closed.
And Mahadi actually has 20 points, so she's the one who leads California. You have to just want.
Aiello sends it down low to Hardiman, who sends it back out to Geis. Geis attacks the paint. Shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Frost, who sends it back up and good. 70-59.
That's a big offensive rebound there by Frost. She now has 18, and correcting myself, Mahadi has 20 points. Like I said, she leads all scorers, so back to live action.
Mickey Glenn with it now for the Vulcans, finds Fratz. Fratz throws it up, no good. Rebounded by Ashley Hines. She maintains control, tries to send it back out to Glenn, but the pass gets intercepted by Erica Aiello, and here she comes. Aiello for 2. Shot is no good, rebounded by Fratz.
It was a good job by Glenn to get back there quickly on defense.
3 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the game. California still leading by 11. Mickey Glenn with it now. Finds Fratz over on the near side to Dixon. Dixon tries to find a lane, but the defense plugs it, and instead she takes a jumper for 2, and that's good. 72-59.
I'd have to check, but I think that might be a career high for CeCe Dixon. We'll get back to you guys on that and see if that's the case.
Eric Aiello with it now for the Rock. Finds Geis. Geis sends it cross court. That's Frost. Frost for two and good. 72-61.
11 points. It's not a completely insurmountable lead. If you're the Rock, all you need is maybe a couple of threes and some lucky breaks, and you're right back in this game.
Here's Mickey Glenn with it now. She finds Fratz over on the far side. 13 on the shot clock. Fratz looking for an option, finds Mahadi. Mahadi resets, 7 on the shot clock now. Mahadi throws up for 2, good. 74-61 Vulcans.
That's 22 now for Mahadi. And entering today's game, Dixon's career high was 8 points as Slippery Rock calls a timeout with 2:31 left.
With 2 minutes and 31 seconds left to go in the game, we are going to take a break here on CUTV for our final stop. Stay tuned for the exciting conclusion between the Rock and the Vulcans from the Morrow Fieldhouse.
NCAA Division II has much to cheer about, as nearly 100,000 student athletes compete with passion and pride. And I'm pleased to share the best news of all. Student athletes are outperforming the rest of the D2 student body in graduation rates. Just another reason why you'll hear us say with pride, I chose Division II. Learn more at d2sa.org.
And welcome back to the Morrow Fieldhouse in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, where the Vulcans lead the way 74-61 over the Rock with 2.5 minutes left to go in the game.
Jasmine Frost leading the Rock with 20 points, Chambers with 15, Aiello with 10. So between those three, I mean, they've kept the Rock in the game, but they need someone else also to step up here.
And now here's a broken up pass by California leading that way. I believe that was Kukol.
It was, and we have a foul.
12, Jasmine Frost for a personal foul.
The foul is going to be called on Jasmine Frost. That is Slippery Rock's 6th team foul of the game, the half. I beg your pardon.
And Kuko's going to go to the line to shoot 2. We just double checked that CC Dixon's 9 points is in fact a career high as Kuko misses the first foul shot. So we're still not entirely certain what Antonenko's status was. She might be injured, but we haven't confirmed anything as of yet. So that's why you're seeing Dixon and Shanice Clark getting a lot more playing time today. Also Nia Taylor Clark as well. So Kuko splits her foul shots. It's a 14-point Cal lead.
75-61 is your score now. Here's Hooper in the corner with it, throws it up and goes down on the court. Looks like she might have tripped up on herself a little bit, but she gets up back on her own power and she's okay. So
she is looks like she's limping just a smidge, but she'll go to the bench as Geis returns in the game. So Slippery Rock's starting 5 of Aiello, Geis, Frost, Hardiman, and Chambers is on the court. For Cal, it's Mahadi, Dixon, Glenn, Fratz, and Kuko.
Mickey Glenn will bring it up for the Vulcans now with 2 minutes left to go in the game.
And it looks like Aiello's going to get called for a foul here. Yes, she is. That is her 3rd, so it's bonus time for the Vulcans.
That is the 7th team foul committed by Slippery Rock. So indeed, California will go to the bonus for these last 2 minutes of the game. Mickey Glenn will be going to the free throw line for the Vulcans. Glenn's shot is up and it is good. So 76-61, your California lead now. California themselves have 6 team fouls, so they're also 1 away from giving Slippery Rock the bonus. Here's a second shot by Glenn, up and good, 77-61.
Those are big foul shots that Mickey Glenn just hit right there.
Here's Deja Chambers with it now. Keeps it for herself. Jumper up. No good. Rebounded by Frost. Frost kicks it back out to Geis, but her shot is no good. The rebound is fought over, controlled by Dixon, who gets it to Kukol. A little bit of a tangle up there, but Kukol maintains control of it.
It's also close to being a call to jump ball, and the possession arrow would have favored Rock as we have a foul on the court, it looks like.
We have a foul against Slippery Rock.
That's 4 fouls there for Jasmine Frost. So Glenn's going to go to the line for the 1-and-1. Hooper just going to re-enter the game as Frost takes a seat. But we mentioned Hardiman. I'm sorry, not Hardiman. Chambers is eventually transferring in from, well, we'll talk about her in a minute as Mickey Glenn has the first of the 1-and-1.
Mickey Glenn, shot is up, shot is good. 78-61, your lead now for the Vulcans with 1 minute and 34 seconds left to go in the game.
Glenn, one of the better foul shooters on this California team, 80.5% entering today's game.
Her second shot is up and also good. 79-61, California extends the lead. Here comes Deja Chambers bringing it up for the Rock. Chambers looking for some options. Keeps it for herself, attacks the paint, jump ball for two, good. 79-63.
Big jumper there by Chambers, but right now maybe too little too late. Well, looks like we're going to have a foul on Aiden Geis. And Chambers, incidentally, transferred in a couple years ago from St. Bonaventure University out there in Olean, New York, which is the hometown of probably one of the greatest game show hosts ever, Peter Tamarkin. And meanwhile, Irina Kuko is going to press her luck with the front end of this 1-and-1 and hope to avoid the whammy.
The first foul shot is up and good, so California extends the lead to 17, 80-63. There's 1 minute and 17 seconds left to go in the game.
Kuko's got to be close to 20 points by now. We're having a couple of technical issues with the live stats, so we apologize that we don't have the exact numbers in front of us at the moment, but Kuko sinks them both. She's having a real big game today. You just can't say that enough.
81-63 now in favor of the Vulcans. Here's Deja Chambers with it for the Rock. She keeps it for herself, but there is going to be a foul on the floor before a shot could ever go off.
And that's on Mahadi. He'll be here second, and that's team foul number 7. You see Mahadi looked like she reached in there on Chambers as she was trying to get the pass, so Chambers will go to the line for the 1-and-1.
Deja Chambers coming into this game with a 62.9% success rate from the free throw line. Makes her first one. The lead is cut down to 81-64.
That's now 18 points for Chambers. Kuko, in fact, does have 20 points, so we just got that stats updated.
Chambers makes the second shot, 81-65. There's 1:05 left to go in the game, and we're going to have another foul against Slippery Rock. That is their 10th. It will send California to the double bonus.
It's on Kara Hooper, her first. So now we got double bonus time for the Vulcans as Cassidy O'Keefe is about to re-enter the game. It's really interesting that you had Mahadi with 22, Kuko with 20. Mickey Glenn's probably, if she sinks both foul shots, she has 10 at the moment. Glenn has 8.
The first shot is up and good, so now she has 9 on the game. 82-65, your California lead.
Yeah, Frats and Cece Dixon have 9 each, so that's been the big difference. California getting not just 2 or 3 not just 2 key players, they're getting other players who are at or close to 10 points. Slippery Rock has 3 players and then in double figures as Glenn hits the second foul shot, but some of the other players, they haven't gotten the point totals up, so that's been a big difference here.
Chambers rushes back up for the Rock and keeps it all for herself, attacks the paint, up and good. 83-67 now, your California lead. Kuko will control it now for the Vulcans. She hands it off to Frats. There's 48 seconds left to go in the game, 20 on the shot clock. Frats finds Mahadi. Mahadi will keep it for herself and finds Glenn. Glenn back to Frats. Frats attacking the paint, swings it wide to Dixon. Dixon for 2, good. 85-67.
I mean, that puts CC Dixon in double digits, career high 11 points.
Chambers keeps it for herself. Jump ball, no good. Rebounded by Frats. Shot clock is now turned off. There's 20 seconds left to go in the game.
And California's probably just going to dribble it out. You know, it's hard to really pick a star of this game. I mean, you could make an argument for Mahadi or Kukoc or even CC Dixon. But California just an outstanding overall team effort today, and that's why they'll be ringing ding dong kaboom and leaving Morrow Fieldhouse with a win.
2, 1 second, and 0 seconds. Read all across the scoreboard here at the Morrow Fieldhouse in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania. Your California Vulcans in women's basketball escape with the win. 85-67 is your final score. My name is Cody Jeanette, and for Creighton Rabs, we thank you very much for joining us on this broadcast here today. We thank you for watching CUTV Sports.